is Moreno Valley Updates, May 5th to May 11th. This is Steve.
This is Danny.
For Driver of the Week, Steve Moya. Steve works in the yard here in Moreno Valley. I'm sure a lot of you, mostly relay drivers, see him when people are starting early. He works that graveyard shift. We had Brent off on vacation, and we needed Steve and Danny Archibald to step up to the plate and put in some extra time to help cover. So we'll give Steve Moya the shout out as the Driver of the Week, and he's been here for since August 2021. So about to hit that 3 years. For our new hires here in Moreno Valley, hoping to have 3 people start this week. Juan looks like he's going to start on Tuesday, train with Moises. Stephen Cosio, I'm not entirely sure yet when he's going to start. Probably Jose Federico, either Thursday or Friday, and train with Danny. He came in, was it 2 Saturdays ago?
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
You took him out and showed him around all that stuff.
Yeah, I remember.
For birthdays, we have Delvin on May 9th. I don't know if I say how old he is. I think he's going to be 59.
Already? It doesn't look like it.
Something like that.
Well, he keeps himself healthy.
He's older than me.
And young.
He was telling me about how when he gets done with his shift, he goes home and works out.
He does, yeah.
I was like, wow, that's when I used to finish these shifts.
Yeah, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, he's out there in his garage pumping weight.
And then he said he plays video games. So anniversary is Alan Williams, 12 years on Sunday. Alan does the part of the Salt Lake relay chain. Former Navy man also. He did 10 years in the Navy. Also a Million Mile award.
Oh, okay. Congrats.
The weather, we got Los Angeles looking good. Low chance of rain all week. Looks like highs hitting 77, so it's going to be nice here. Las Vegas, no rain and warm. So hydrate. Phoenix, no rain and hot, in the 90s. 97 on Saturday. That was going to be a hot and sweaty one. We talked about a couple weeks ago our strategies for how to keep from passing out in the trailer. Up in Salt Lake City, the pretty high chance of rain Sunday, Monday, Tuesday looks like. Nice temperatures, so the rest of the week should be good. It's going to be windy. Yeah, rainy and a little windy too. We didn't have any injuries last week. We did have a couple accidents, but we're just going to talk about one of them. Driver up in Las Vegas. He's new. As you can see, he hit this light. So one thing that for Walgreens in particular wanted to point out was if you have another driver with you, definitely use that person as a spotter. Now, we've talked about this a few different times. It keeps coming up. And Danny, the strategies for how to keep from hitting things at stores.
One of the things you can use, Steve, most of the stores, they'll leave their Coke crates outside. Use those. Use them as a guide, put them on the floor, use it as a marker. If there's any couple of totes, either the McLean totes, just use them. You can use that. Just put it on the floor as a reference point, at least minimum 3 feet away from the pole. That way, more or less, it gives you an idea how far you got to back up. One of these things here too, Steve, that's, getting off and looking around the area, see how far you are, it gives you an idea. So use that, put a marker on the floor. That way, it'll prevent some of these buildings getting hit.
Yes. So, I don't know what to say. That's to get all the way back and hit the light, that's pretty far. When you're looking in those mirrors, something to keep in mind is the mirrors, there's no depth perception. It's like 2D. So, it's hard to tell how close you are. So, you got to use some sort of aid. All right, let's go to Smart Drive. lot of smoking and vaping in the trucks. The Walgreens policy is no smoking, no vaping in the trucks or the trailers at the DC. I'm just saying it's getting a lot of attention, and typically we just say, hey, don't vape, but when it gets to be a lot, they're going to start asking for suspensions, and this is people above me, because Walgreens is our client. We have to have some, respect for these vehicles that we don't own. And for announcements, as we mentioned before, it's getting hot. You want to hydrate. Luma training, there's the California sexual harassment training that everybody needs to do, as well as the heat exhaustion, heat-related illness training. We have the Memorial Day roll coming up. I'm going to send out the email that outlines how that's going to work. That's usually pretty flawless. I don't think we really have any, mostly sort of benign to everybody except for the layovers, because all the layovers roll, the team changes their schedule. So they're mostly, affected. If you're used to doing a layover on a Friday night, now you got to do it on a Saturday and you got to drive back on a Sunday. So, that's something to keep in mind.
Correct.
There's something else I was going to say. I forgot. So you're going to be in here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right?
Correct. Yeah, Mickey will be back on Thursday.
Back on Thursday, okay. Besides the heat and the roll coming up, July 4th is going to be on a Thursday this year. That is going to be, I predict, chaos. So,
and in what way are you talking about the roll?
Oh, well, there's going to be the roll, but there's also going to be the warehouse traditionally has a lot of call-offs on something like that. So, just a heads up, it's probably going to be a little bit of chaos, and some of you may be asked to work on that Sunday, which would be like July 7th. So just something to keep in mind. So with that, I don't have anything else.
I just wanted to bring up the backhaul paperwork. This is for a few of the guys that are doing local backhauls, and most of the guys that are pretty much relays that are bringing back the backhaul paperwork from Vegas or Phoenix. Just a reminder, if you're coming in on a Friday night, drop the trailer in receiving area, write down the spot number, but the backhaul paperwork, bring it to dispatch window. Sometimes we have to track it down to see if it was actually left in receiving or not. Receiving doesn't work on Saturdays anymore, so we can't collect it till Monday. Oh, actually Thursday, maybe tomorrow afternoon on Sunday. But just keeping track of it. It could be a hassle. We need all that paperwork stamped. So if we have it here, when Jeff comes in on a Sunday afternoon, he'll send it with with one of the spotters to get it stamped. That will, for sure we'll get it. Just a quick reminder, if nobody's receiving, even if you're doing local backhauls late afternoon, nobody's receiving. Monday through Thursday at night, we do have spotters 24 hours a day. So if there's nobody receiving, that's because they're on lunch, doing the shift change. Give the paperwork to the spotter. On Friday nights, Saturdays, just slide it through the dispatch window. That's all I got, Steve.
All right. Have a good week.